Hey guys, it's Puffy here. I just wanted to make a quick video, some educational piece, just showing how I'm able to find high probability setups in areas that I want to do business. This isn't going to necessarily be an entry techniques video, but more of a high time frame, how you find areas that you want to do business. And my favorite setup here is a support and resistance flip. Essentially what that is you'll have areas that you deem support. You'll look for breakthroughs, and then you're going to expect this area that was previously support to act as resistant. It's pretty basic, but there can be some nuances with it, so I'll drill into that. But that's what we're looking for. And a chart I pulled up here to illustrate this example. All these examples are going to obviously be hindsight. But that's not the point of it. The point is just to look for areas on the chart that you want to do business, and those are key levels. So we notice here people had resistance earlier in August this year at this key 35 area. It broke through on this candle. So something you would be looking for is to bid this area. There's essentially three ways people can get a entry on this type of setup. One is for waiting for confirmation. This is my least favorite technique here. So essentially you'd be watching us pull into this zone, and then you could say here, this is confirmation, this bar. Place your stop below, look for all-time highs here. But you would see you get stopped out here, and even if you're looser, you're only getting like 0.6 R. It's not ideal. Another place you could say confirmation is right here. So we have confirmation on the up candle. Again, the issue with it, yes, you want to wait to have some validity to your setup, but when you're targeting less than 1 R, it doesn't make it ideal. It's not a worthwhile setup. So the other thing people can do is essentially just bid this level. This is better in my eyes. Just straight bidding this level. Maybe your invalidation is below this candle. Look for here. That's a 2R setup. Maybe you're a little looser, 1.5R setup. I do this sometimes, but I don't love it simply because, picking out where your invalidation is can be difficult. You're just blind bidding, and I don't ever love blind bidding just because, what's to say it broke through this level, so what's to say it doesn't just continue down. What I like to do is diagnose this area right here with this box as a high time frame zone that I want to do business at, and then drill down to lower time frames to look for my entry. One setup that I like as an entry technique is essentially a liquidity sweep. So you can see we have this low formed here. We broke out, low form, breakout, sweep this liquidity here, and then enter on this. It's not very high probability, but that's not the point of the setup. The point is you can get really good risk to reward. So our risk is essentially 5%. We're targeting new highs. That's 3R. That's the point. We're essentially trying to play into that higher time frame picture. The higher time frame picture is the 4-hour chart is coming into this key zone. We're looking for new highs, and how we get that entry is drilling down to a lower time frame. And you can see I didn't actually play looking for this long here. What I played in August here was this right here. So you can see resistance. Let me just clear the chart. So we have resistance flips support. That's 1 tap support, 2 tap support, 3 tap support, breaks through. Now we would expect it to act as resistance. We drill down to a lower time frame. You can either play something like a trend line breakout here, or you can drill in even further to the 15-minute. I like to go down 2 steps at most. So 4 hour, 2 steps below that would be the hourly, then the 15-minute in my eyes. But you can see here, here's another liquidity sweep at our level. And we even came back and retested that. That's another setup I like, is kind of a head and shoulders. So you get the point. This trade ended up actually tanking after this, so was a really good trade overall. But that's not the point. We don't ever know what's going to happen after we take our trade. The point is to find areas where we can get tight invalidation and refine our entries on lower time frames so we can get even tighter invalidation. But a more recent example of this, and I shared this on Twitter. Let's just use a fresh chart. Here, I have it marked out already. This was a key resistance for Doge or Dodge, however you want to say it, and you can see it acting as resistance one more time here. So when we broke through this caught my attention, and then I saw we were pulling into this level on the hourly, and this actually gave a majority of different entry techniques that I love to use. Here's a liquidity sweep. You see it over and over again. You could long right there. I was playing conservatively at the start, just looking for a retest here. But if you're looking for new all-time highs, or not all-time highs, new highs, that'd be a nearly 3-hour trade for you. Another way, 15-minute drill down. Let's see here. Sorry about this. Let's replay so we don't have to. On the 15-minute, you kind of see this head and shoulders again. And we also see a couple trendline breaks. I can make a new video on entry techniques to help you guys refine your entries, but whatever entry techniques you guys like to use, just make sure you're using them at a key high time frame level. You should always be working down from a higher time frame. Essentially, it just leads to more return on your trades, because if you're playing into a higher time frame picture, the higher time frame view is what we expect Doge to go up. Then we drill down at lower time frames and we look for reasons to get long. And I will show one more example of this before kind of taking it to today and how we can apply it to some current setups forming. I actually got short on Ape using this strategy essentially. So you can see this has been a key level of support for Ape throughout the entire back half of 2022, and we recently came in. We're expecting it to act as resistance. Drill down to the hourly is how I played this. Essentially another liquidity sweep here. Otherwise you can play the breakdown. If you would have tightened up your stop and got stopped out here, there's numerous ways you could have entered on this, but you get the point. So how do we take what we just learned here and apply it to this current moment? I'd like to say, right now I'm currently only in shorts, but a couple coins that look pretty good to me from the long side. One is SNX. So look, here's been resistance, 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 and we could even see a deeper pullback on this. I know it's kind of a wide box here, but this would be an area that I want to do business, and I'd primarily be looking for longs to maybe take out some liquidity here. So if we drill down to the hourly, this is a key area. If this forms for a little longer, you could. This would probably be a little more aggressive, but we're also seeing, this. So a way I would like to get long on this, maybe a sweep here. I probably wouldn't play that. I would look for this. Otherwise, if we sweep here and I drill down to the 15 minute and it looks good, I'd probably long here and look for something like that. I mean, I'd probably be taking profit aggressively on the way up. With an 8-hour trade, there's a lot of risk. This is essentially how we take the higher time frame view we have and then drill down to refine that entry to get as tight of an invalidation as possible so we can get a higher return on our capital, essentially. So, you might only be right 30 to 50% of the time, but if you're finding setups that are 2, 3R, 4R, you're going to end up doing all right. So one more, and I might edit this out, or might just keep it in to illustrate the point. Wi-Fi, I don't know how you say that, but that's another one that's looking kind of clean to me. Like I said, alts in general right now don't look the best. That's why I'm currently only in shorts. But if I get a tight entry on here, maybe a sweep of that. Oops, that was ugly. Let me just... Similar idea to SNX. Otherwise, if we get a sweep of this level, you can get a tight entry. But yeah, I hope that was helpful. I know I got a question on that a couple days ago, so I just wanted to make a quick video. Pretty basic stuff, but I hope it's helpful. And just to reiterate the point, you always want to be having a higher time frame bias to your trades. I've been seeing in the chat a lot of people taking 5-15 minute trades. That's fine to take a 5 minute scalp, if you will, but how are you getting, always ask yourself, how are you getting to that trade? Is it something, are you at a key level on the hourly chart? Like taking a 5 minute trade. Let's see, let's just pull up Bitcoin. Let's just drill to the 5 minute. Like if we're just looking for a trade on this, you're gonna get chopped up and it's not gonna be a high probability setup. Whereas if you are pulling up the hourly and saying, hey, where are my zones that I want to act in? Well, this looks like a key zone and it happens to be in one now. Then it's fine to take a 5 minute scalp. Just marking levels. Like these would be areas that I'd want to do business and potentially take a scalp. But if we're in between there, there's no need to be scalping. Just wait patiently. The market's always going to be there. Wait for your setup. Wait to do business at key areas, if I had to summarize it. So yeah, thanks for watching. Really hope this was helpful. If you did enjoy this, please like, comment, subscribe. I'm trying to grow this channel. Follow me on Twitter as well. Thanks guys. I'll see you next time.